Good morning. The meeting of the Louisiana Tax Commission is hereby called to order. The meeting is being held at the office of the Louisiana Tax Commission at 1051 North 3rd Street, Suite 225, Baton Rouge, Louisiana. The date is Wednesday, May 6, 2026. The time is 9 a.m. Please call the roll.
Chairman Rousseau,
Here.
Commissioner Leone,
Here.
Commissioner Romick, Commissioner Guidry,
Here.
Commissioner Frazier,
Here.
4 present and a quorum.
There is no business to come before. In regard to the minutes, we're going to defer that to the next meeting, so we'll move on to the consideration of change orders. Ms. Banks?
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 734 change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve 723, place 9 in pending status, and deny 2. Staff requests approval of these change orders.
Mr. Chairman, I move that we approve the 723 change orders and place 9 in pending status and denied 2 for reasons given by staff.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 44 prior pending change orders. Staff has reviewed those change orders and requests to approve all 44. Staff requests approval of the prior pending change orders.
Mr. Chairman, I make a motion to approve the 44 prior pending change orders.
We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Chandrika Banks on behalf of the Louisiana Tax Commission. Today we have a total of 5 tax sale cancellations, 3 in Rapides Parish, 1 in Caddo Parish, and 1 in Ascension Parish. Staff requests approval of all 5 tax sale cancellations.
Chair, call for motion to approve all 5 tax sale cancellations.
Okay, we have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Mr. Hoffman?
Chairman, item 6 has been continued. As you know, there was a written objection filed by the assessor in connection with a residential property appeal by Wilson Hildebrand. We'll move on to item 7 on the docket this morning. Consideration of a refund request for taxes paid in error in Orleans Parish. The Tax Commission received a refund request from a Tyler Mott back on March 9, 2026, requesting a refund of taxes paid in Orleans Parish. Assessment number 38W413502. A copy of the refund request was disseminated to you all. Pursuant to 472132, the Tax Commission conferred with the assessor in Orleans Parish with regard to the refund request, who responded in writing. A copy of the assessor's response was also disseminated to all of you. To summarize, he disagrees with the refund request and advises that it is not due. Consistent with our historical interpretation and application of 2132, along with our rules and regulations found in section 3507, my recommendation would be to deny Mr. Mott's refund request without prejudice. Happy to answer any questions that you have.
Any questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to deny the refund request.
Without prejudice.
Without prejudice.
Very good.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Thank you,
Very good,
Mr.
Chairman. An order will be circulated to you all to execute, and then that will be disseminated to the parties.
We'll move on to appeals.
If you'll be testifying any of the appeal hearing this morning, I'll have you stand up at your chair. I'll administer an oath to you. Well, I think the only 2 people who will be testifying are not in the room at the moment. Chairman, I can do the appraisers while we fetch the appraisers. If you will unmute and turn your video cameras on, I will administer an oath to you. I will indicate to you individually to affirm the oath. Luke, do you have there?
Sorry.
We are. No worries. Appraisers, please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Luke?
Luke Brewer, I do.
Nicole?
Nicole Singley, I do.
Randy?
Randy Harrington, I do.
And Josh?
Joshua Laverne, I do.
Thank you, appraisers. For those of you in the room, same exercise. I will administer an oath to you all globally. I will then indicate to you individually to state your names and to affirm the oath by simply saying I do or I affirm. Please raise your right hands. Do you swear or affirm the testimony you're about to give is the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth, so help you God? Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all may have a seat. Chairman, very good. We can call the docket.
Okay, the first docket we'll take up today is the appeal of Christopher D. Wise versus Assessor L.G. Williams in Orleans Parish Board of Review, docket number 25221-77020.
Oh, okay, thanks. Hello, hello, there we go, all right. So I was told that this is fairly informal, so I'll do the best I can to be as succinct as possible. So, looking back pre-COVID, the assessment I felt on my property, 2123 Fern, was fair given, market values. I know during COVID, there was a real boom in Orleans Parish, especially in our neighborhood, but I guess in general. But the next assessment, I jumped substantially. I think it was about 512K. And, if the city had been willing to purchase my property at that amount, I would have happily done so. I don't think any individual other than the assessor thought it was worth that. I contested that the last round, and the state assessor appraised it versus I think instead of 512, it was approximately 278. I can't remember the exact number. And we submitted those details to the city, and no adjustment was made in the following years in terms of, excuse me, the assessed value. I know that then a lot of my neighbors and friends got reassessed and found drops in their assessed value. However, our property did not. And I was very surprised because if you looked at my property versus comps that were being shown, there's been no substantial renovation since I first bought the house in 2004. It needs a lot of work. The kitchen is got the original, like probably 1930s cabinets, no modern appliances. It's got a basic fridge, basic stove, exterior washer dryer. There needs siding work. I've got unpainted siding. I mean, I don't want to trash it, but it's when you look at the comps, which are gut renovations, all new wiring, plumbing, uh, marble countertops, the sort of the high-end New Orleans feel. This place is, I've been using it. Once we moved out, we moved 4 blocks away to be in the Lusher school zone, and I realized I could still rent it, but even my rent doesn't cover my current mortgage, tax, and insurance. So I'm operating at a loss, and tax was a big part of it. It jumped substantially. I think it was paying about $4,000, and it's now over $7,000 a year. The countertops in the kitchen are Formica. In the back cottage, it's the same thing. It has a really basic shower that I installed myself. My current rental income from there, the front, I'm getting $1,400, and the back $900. And my out of pocket per month is about $2,800. I trying to charge more based on the condition of the property. I couldn't do it. I couldn't attract 2-lane students. And I think, in looking at what the current assessment is in terms of, the third-party assessor who came, she came through and looked at it, it seems a reasonable amount. I know that the amount that I have on record was low, but that was still tied to what I had previously, during the COVID period. And I was just, it was such a surprise, the increased valuation of the property, which I thought was not at all in line with what, in terms of the amount of work. And I guess the other major thing is that the roof hasn't been replaced. The back after Katrina, I got a new roof, but the main house, it was when we first bought it in 2004 that was recommended that the roof was replaced. So, that's another aspect. There've been no major renovations on that other than rotted siding, I've replaced myself. I've been talking to my real estate agent who lives down the street. apparently I can't submit. I didn't realize I had to submit details 45 days prior. I no longer can do that, but seeing properties that are valued at what the state is saying, it's about almost 400K. I would be fine with that assessment if I had confidence that I could sell it for that much. And when talking with my agent, she was suggesting probably you would list it around 350. And what property is selling for now in that area is substantially lower than what the comps are from, I guess, 23, or I think that's the year that they're looking at when the market was still a lot higher. I guess that's about it. It's really, I think that the assessment that came out of the recent walkthrough seems reasonable to me. I still think it's going to be challenging to get that amount, but you know, obviously with real estate, you never know until somebody actually pays you. I think that the current assessment that's going to be proposed is, again, I would love it if I could get that amount. I don't see it happening based on what the market's like in that area and also the amount of work, because I can't even bring it to market until I invest more money for the improvements. Like I said, it needs, there's raw siding that needs to be painted, caulking, cracks on the interior, and the assessor, she did document it with interior photos. And I never realized that this city assessments were just based on front drive-bys. So if I'd known I could get someone in the house to relook at it, I would have done that quite some time ago.
We'll hear from New Orleans Assessor's Office.
Good morning, Commissioners. Russell Ambrose, for Orleans Parish Assessor's Office. This property is a multifamily property located in the West Fontainebleau neighborhood. We initially valued the property from our mass appraisal at $502,500, which was affirmed by the Board of Review. We've since done a fee simple appraisal for the purposes of exhibits for this hearing. That fee simple appraisal came in at a value of $393,000. It's $90,000 for the land, $303,000 even for the building, for a total fair market value of $393,000. That's what our prayer is for our fee simple appraisal. The tax commission's appraisal is within 15% of our value. I think that the tax commission appraisal is low and we don't agree with it. I took a look at it for the purposes of this, for the purposes of the hearing. And the issues that we have with it is comp one is a really low sales, 262,000. That was a succession sale. And the notes in the MLS say, caution, do not walk into bathroom, floor is unstable, will not be held liable. That leads to tell me that that is a very poor condition property if the flooring is unstable, and it shouldn't be used as a comp for a property that is actually being actively rented. Comp number 2, 1818 Short Street, is a bond for deed. In the MLS listing, it says that it's owner financed and will give you a competitive rate. Bond for deeds and succession sales are not comparable sales for the sales comparison approach. That being said, that's why we think that the appraisal is on the low end because of these two sales, and we ask the commission to go with our revised fee simple appraisal of $393,000.
Thank you, Russell. We'll hear from the LTC appraiser, Nicole.
Good morning, everyone. It's Nicole Singley, appraiser on behalf of Louisiana Tax Commission. I did personally complete interior and exterior site visit of the property. It is, in fact, a repeat appeal previously completed for January 1, 2019. My history shows that prior appraisal was at like $280,000. The opinion of condition based upon my site visit ranges from average to fair. There are, significantly sections of damaged siding, evidence of settling on the interior, damaged wood flooring, especially in the rear unit, which the flooring is weaker in that area. They kind of have something like an additional piece of covering on it to kind of give some additional support to that flooring, as well as deterioration from normal wear and tears. So this property is in fact, dated. and interior, exterior does feature necessary repairs to get it in above average condition. I came to a fair market value of $344,000. That let's see, that is basically two approaches to value. I completed the sales comparison approach as well as the income approach. So at that 344,000, 90,000 going to the land, 253,500 to the improvement, and I round it to the nearest thousand. That's how I came up with the 344,000.
Thank you, Nicole. Questions from the commission?
Mr. Chairman, I have just one question for the taxpayer. You had mentioned, you said out of pocket 2,800. Explain to me what that's for. What?
Yeah, so, insurance obviously we know has gone through the roof, and regrettably, because they're detached and separately metered, I can't have it under one insurance policy. So my insurance has gone up. My mortgage is only $900 and I only owe $13K on the property, maybe even less. So even if I pay off the mortgage, I still have a $2,000 to maintain insurance and taxation. The tax is was $7,700 annual, and insurance is about $6 for the front and $6 for the back. Maybe it was $550. I don't have those numbers off the top of my head, but yeah, times have changed.
Additional questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to accept the city's valuation of $393,000, which is $90,000 of land, $303,000 improvements, total of $393,000.
Okay, we have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection to the motion? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Thank you.
All right.
Okay, we're moving back up to the top of our docket. And just for the record, all of our appeals are in Orleans Parish today. So next we'll take up the appeal of Sean C. Donnelly, docket number 25221-73030. And there's no taxpayer present.
Mr. Alvarez?
Good morning, Commissioners. I'm going to try to keep this very brief. This property is a very poor condition property. We had it valued at $51,000. It was reduced by the Board of Review to $44,000. We took a look at it and did a fee simple appraisal for $37,500, noting some additional wear and tear, and submitted a settlement to the taxpayer for the $37,500. That's part of our exhibits. It just was not signed by the taxpayer.
You're okay with 37.5?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes. It's $10,000 for the land, $27,500 for the building.
We'll hear from the LTC appraiser, Luke.
Good morning, Luke Brewer with LTC, Louisiana Tax Commission. I did a fee simple appraisal on 28 Curtis Drive. I was not able to make an interior inspection, but one of the walls was falling away from the house, and I was able to get a photo through the gap, which is including the appraisal. I did a comparable sales approach, and my final opinion value was $50,000 total, $10,000 undisputed land value, and a $40,000 improvement.
Thank you, Luke. Questions from the commission? Hear none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the parish appraiser office at $37,500, with land being at $10,000 and improvements being at $27,500.
Okay,
Grand total of $37,500.
thank you. We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Next, we have the appeal of Assessor L.G. Williams versus Edgerton Scriven, docket number 25221-74011. And again, there's no taxpayer present.
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a condominium on St. Charles Avenue, Unit 307. We initially valued the property at $264,000. It was reduced by the Board of Review for $175,000. We filed the appeal because the $175,000 is a really low value and it wasn't unsubstantiated in the Board of Review. We don't know how that value got there. We did a fee simple appraisal, came in slightly less at $258,000, and that's what our prayer is, 60,500 for the land, 197,500 for the building, for a total of 258. And we feel that that's right in line with the commission's appraisal and the original value and the fee simple, so we're asking for our fee simple.
Okay, thank you. We'll hear from Josh.
Good morning, Joshua Laverne, LTC appraiser. I inspected and appraised the property at 3201 St. Charles Avenue, Unit 307. Subject property was determined to be in very good condition from an exterior inspection only. The sales approach produced a value of $275,000 with $60,500 attributed to the land and $214,500 to the improvement.
Thank you, Josh. Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I entertain a motion?
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to accept the city's valuation, 258,000 total, which is 60,500 for the land, 197,500 improvements, total of 258,000.
We have a motion. Any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Okay, next we have the appeal of Assessor L.G. Williams versus Octave H. Weber, docket number 252217414.
All right.
Good morning, Commissioners. This one on Fourth Street, I'll try to keep this one short as well. It was originally appealed to the Board of View. The Board of View set a value of 76,600. Then it was appealed subsequently to the Board of View for a second time, which reduced it to 53,000. That's why we appealed it, because we didn't feel the 53,000 was justifiable, considering it had already been reduced once. Our appraisal came in significantly higher at the 152. The commission's appraisal is at 95. But we're asking the commission to just reaffirm the original Board of View decision at 76,006, since we didn't appeal it the first time. That's 8,600 for the land, 68,000 for the building, for a total fair market value of 76,600.
Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I make a motion to set the value at 76,600. That,
I'm sorry, Josh. Go ahead. I apologize.
Oh, I was gonna let y'all go. I mean, good morning, Josh Laverne, LTC appraiser, inspecting and appraised the property at 3925 4th Street, utilizing the sales comparison approach. Subject property was determined to be in poor condition from an exterior inspection only. The approach produced a value of 95,000 with 8,600 attributed to the land and 86,400 to the improvement.
Thank you, Josh. Sorry about that.
That's all right.
Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I'd like to make a motion to set the total 76,600. That's 8,600 for the land and 68,000 for the improvement.
Okay, is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Now, I just want to state for the record that some of these we're accepting the city's value that's lower than the LTC appraiser. That's by no means questioning the LTC appraised value. Appraisals are subjective. We could go with either one. So I don't want to diminish the effort that the LTC appraisers put into the work to help us to make these decisions. Next appeal.
Next, we have the appeal of Adela Casimir versus Assessor L.G. Williams, docket number 252217415.
Mr. Alvarez?
Good morning, Commissioners. This is a duplex located in the South Irish Channel neighborhood at 2415 Annunciation Street. We initially valued the property at 446,500. The Board of View reduced it to 37,500. We performed a fee simple appraisal that's right in line with that value at 385,000. We're asking the commission to affirm the Board of View's value at the 375,500. That's 210,000 for the land, 165,500 for the building, for a total fair market value 375,500.
We'll hear from the LTC appraiser, Randy.
Randy Harrington on behalf of Reed Huval. Mr. Huval appraised this property at 2415 Annunciation. A sales comparison approach produced a value range of 280,700 to 304,900. Produced a median of 293,308. He settled on 295,000 with a land value of 210 and an improvement of 85.
Thank you, Randy. Questions from the commission? Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chairman, I move that we accept the Parish Board of Review appraised value at $285,000, with land being at $210,000, with improvements being at $165,500, for a grand total of $385,000.
For the board review, yeah, no. Well, I'll take it. I'll take it. It's fine.
No, the motion is to set the value at 375.
Yes.
500 with 210 in the land and 165, 500 on the improvements. Any discussion on that motion? That's all good. Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted.
Okay, our final appeal of the morning is the appeal of Dieter M. Williams, docket number 25221-77025.
Mr. Alvarez?
All right. And this property is a multifamily property in the Holly Grove neighborhood. We initially valued the property at $196,400, which was affirmed by the Board of Review. We did a fee simple approach. That property value came in at $143,000, so it's $18,500 for the land, $124,500 for the building, for a total fair market value of $143,000. The issue with this property is it has definitely seen better days. There's some serious condition issues on the inside. There's some missing ceiling in part of it, and I think that bears weight on the value of the property. But if you notice on our appraisal, we actually consider it to be in fair condition. This is a fair to poor condition property. It's not an average. I don't believe it's usable. The tax commission appraisal came in at $75,000, and I think that's low. That's more of a tear down value. This does have some renovational. This can be renovated and then put back into commerce as opposed to being a total tear down. So I don't think that the 75 is applicable. I definitely don't think that the 196 was applicable. That 143 is more in line with a property that's in poor condition that needs to be rehabbed.
Thank you, Russell. We'll hear from Nicole, LTC appraiser.
Yes. Again, Nicole Singley, appraiser for Louisiana Tax Commission. I did complete both interior and exterior site visit of the subject. It was previously two-family, currently used as one family, single-family dwelling. Definitely concur, fair condition. I support the opinion of value at $75,000, as all comparable sales are in Holly Grove. Comparable one, most similar of design and fair condition as the subject. It's deplorable. It's quite a sight to see. Even structurally, to walk up the staircase to get to that second level is a hazard. And it can be, yes, renovated. It's so much. When I walk through this property, it's hard to believe that this family still lives there. Lots of work. We're talking roof to floor to exterior, interior. It is a total renovation in this place. So I stick with that fair market value of $75,000 with $18,500 to the land, $56,500 to the improvement.
Thank you, Nicole. Question from the commission. Hearing none, do I hear a motion?
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to set the value of this property for $108,500, which is $18,500 land, $90,500 improvements, total of $108,500.
Thank you. We have a motion. Is there any discussion on the motion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. Any other business to come before the commission today? Okay, I want to thank the appraisers for their work and their effort. Keep doing a great job. I will entertain a motion to adjourn.
Mr. Chair, I call for a motion to adjourn.
We have a motion. Any discussion? Any objection? Hearing none, motion is adopted. We are adjourned at 9:29 a.m. Thank you.